Hello you lovely people, and welcome back to the channel. I've had to get out the house for a minute because they putting the ceilings up and it's crash bang wallop drilling. Oh man. Oh, and Filipinos aren't the quietest of workers, you know. Crash bang wallop. Anyway, today I want to talk about debt, credit, whatever we want to call it, finance here in the Philippines where I am. And I see lots of it, and I know plenty of Filipinos here, and they tell me how it works. So what they do, everything is on finance here. When they get a brand new TV or a brand new washing machine or a brand new cooker or anything of value, it's normally 99% on credit. Now, that's all well and good because we do that in our own countries, you know. But the difference here is the people who have these credit, generally, not all, I'm not, generalizing it to a degree, but most of the, here where I live, they will get a credit for a TV, and of course they earn a low salary. Many of these people are on low salaries, so they might have a salary of 300 or 400 pesos a day working in the shop, and they just suffer and pay for the TV for, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know what the the installment time is. And then you'll see them ride around on a brand new motor, because everyone here, regardless of work, they all have brand new motorcycles. Honda Beats, Honda Clicks, things like that. And then you'll see them on an old motorcycle. And I say, where's your bike at? Couldn't afford to pay it, so they come and took it. That's what happens, So although they get brand new things, sometimes they can't afford to pay it, and the company just comes straight round and take it away. I think they hire some kind of debt collector, I think, who goes around and collects the money, things like this. But there was one guy in particular, and he's a very funny guy, actually. He's Filipino. And I said, do you mind if I just use you on my YouTube? He said, no, Stephen, do it, So anyway, what he does, he has a brand new motorcycle every 3 or 4 months. I said to him, how do you do that? And he said, oh, what I do is I just lease them. I said, what do you mean lease? He said, well, I go to the motorbike shop and he pays the deposit on a bike and he doesn't pay anymore. That's it. So because there's so many motorcycle shops here in Dipolog, he just goes to different ones. What happens, he'll get a motorcycle, pay the 4,000 deposit or whatever it is, then he'll have that for 2, 3, 4 months until they come and take it back, because he doesn't pay the payments. Then he'll just go to another bike shop and do the same, and he travels around doing it. So he's always got a brand new motor. And I said, is there not any credit checks? He said, no. He said, I just go into these bike shops and he said, I just lease brand new bikes. Crazy man, but I suppose, so that's what he does. And I saw him the day before yesterday, and he's got a brand new 3-wheeler. I said, credit? Yeah. He says, it's on lease. He says, I'll probably have this for about 4 months and it'll go back. That's what he does. That's what people do here. Now, everyone lives on credit here. Everybody. Where I am. Even in the little sari shops. And what happens is, they get a loan from these loan people. Whether they loan sharks or not, I don't know. So they will borrow 30,000 pesos and they will stock the shop. Yeah. Then every day these collectors come round and they got to give them 100 pesos a day or something like this till it's paid. Now, for the first 4 weeks, 3 weeks, it's perfect because they're selling the goods, so they've got the money to pay. And after that, when they've sold all the stock, because they just spend the money, they don't think about, many don't, some do. I mean, there's some saris here that have been gone for a long time, I've observed, so they are actually running it properly. But some of them are not. So they will stock their little shop up, and their little shop is normally part of the house. It could be a bedroom that they've converted into a little shop. selling just daily needs. So what'll happen? They get the loan for 30,000, and every day this debt collector comes round to the shop, and they've got to pay 100 pesos. So like I say, for the first month it's okay because they got the stock to sell to pay the 100. And then you see a month later down the line, 6 weeks, the shop's empty. So they've spent all the money and they've got to continue paying the loan that they've had. And then once they've finished paying the loan, I don't know how long it's going to take at 100 pesos a day. I'm not doing the math, but you'll see them in a few months' time or 6 months' time, stocked again. This is how they live. They just live on loan to loan to loan. This is what they do. And they seem to survive on that perfectly all right, but they never really seem to progress. You know, they never care about, and this is not all, this is just the people that I know here in this little province where I am. They never seem to worry about making their houses better, you know, updating their houses or anything like that. They will just live day by day on credit. So even if they haven't got a shop, because they're Filipino, they can get loans here like 10,000, 15,000. And you know when they've got that money because they are just partying, you know, San Miguel or Red Horse. You can tell when they've got money because they don't drink Tanduay. When they've got no money, they drink Tanduay. It's very cheap and very strong. It gets them drunk very quickly. But when they've got money, they go on the Red Horse or the San Miguel. So I'm thinking they've got a loan, or they've getting something called Ayuda from the government, or Pantawade. Pantawade? Yeah, Pantawade from the government. And the Pantawade for the government is meant to be for people with children under the age of 16 or 18. And for every child, if you live in a poor place, or a poor house and you haven't got a fridge or something like that, I think every 3 months the government, it's like a social security for poor people, but that money doesn't go to the kids, it goes to themselves, you know, gambling and drinking and what have you. That's how it is here. I know some people in England who live on these council estates, these run-down council estates, because in England what normally happens is they stick all of the bad people on one council estate and they just get their benefits every month or whatever they do, and they just drink it and gamble it, smoke it, do drugs or whatever they're doing without thinking of the future. And this is why people like that, in my opinion, will never progress, because they don't think about tomorrow. They don't think about, well, what am I going to leave my children, you know. They simply don't think about that. They think about themselves, and they think about, and I'm talking England here, they think about having more children for more benefits. Oh, I'll have some more children, I'll get more benefits, more, what's it called, child support, and whatever it is that the British government give to the people. And in many cases, many of these people who are on the Social Security back in England, they are better off than a working person, because they generally get a house from the council or from a housing association through the council, and they get you know, subsidies on their health, on teeth, you know, dental work, and they are literally better off on the dole. Here, the people without kids don't, they get something called Ayuda, and I think that's for everybody. And right now, because of the elections, everyone's getting it because the councillors and the people who are running are giving money away right now. That's what they're doing right now, where I am, in Mindanao. So you're getting a lot of these people drinking, I've noticed, yesterday, the day before, and last week. So they're starting to give out money, free money to the people, to buy their vote. It's to buy the votes. So, getting back to the credit, yes, many people live on credit around the world. I think credit, finance makes the world go around. But here, they get the credit and generally can't pay for it. And they don't worry about how they're going to pay for it. They just get it and think, oh, I'll think about that afterwards. Now, you can normally tell the people here who've got a foreigner somewhere down the line. It could be one of their sisters is with a foreigner, or their daughters are with a foreigner, and their houses is normally kitted out to a decent degree. Like they've got a TV, they've got this, they've got tiles on the floor and such things like that. And they are normally something to do with a foreigner, especially when they're not working, because how can they afford these things if they're not working? So they've been subsidised by the foreigner somewhere down the line, somewhere in that family environment. One of their children, sisters, or something like that, aunties even, are with a foreigner, so they send him money back. Or some, they might be overseas foreign workers or overseas Filipino workers, something like that, where they send in the money back. But generally speaking, the debt in the Philippines is very high, and there is not the checks like there is in my country. In my country, to get finance, you have to go through a credit score, and they use these companies that they just type your name in. If you've got a county court judgment or something like that, then you can't get finance. Here, there is no such thing. You can go into a motorbike shop. Don't know about foreigners. I don't know if foreigners can do it. I wouldn't think so, because we're not citizens. But I went to open up a different bank account the other day, and they offered me a credit card. I said, no, I don't want a credit card, because I'm a permanent resident. So I'm not a tourist, I'm here permanently. But they said, you are eligible for a credit account, like a credit card. I said, no, I'm fine, thank you. I just want a normal bank account, a savings account. Another one, just in case something happens to this, you never know. Always best to have a backup. But I think, generally speaking, I don't think foreigners can get credit here. But then why would you want it anyway? If you're being a foreigner and you're here, why would you want credit? But these Filipinos, like my wife's auntie and uncle, I think they can't get finance no more, because they've burnt all the bridges in the appliance shops. They've getting credit for this and credit for that and not paid them, and they just come and they don't give you any chances here, either. I don't think people, when you don't pay it, they just come and take. I don't think there is no letters or anything like that. I've never seen a postman here. I've never seen that. I don't know if postmen exist in the Philippines. Where I live, there is definitely no post, because I have to pick all of my post up from the post office, which is a bit concerning, because I've got to do my passport soon. And mind you, I can use I think the British passport people send it through a registered courier, but that still wouldn't come here. It'll go to the post office now. I'd have to go and collect it whenever the time comes. But I've never seen a postman here. So how can they send you out red letters or reminders? They don't. They just simply come, the credit people, and just take back what you've had. You see many bike shops here with their repossessions, and also the repossessions, what they have is virtually the same price as buying something brand new. And you've got to think, these bikes that are going to be repossessed and the people can't pay for them, they just run them into the ground, because they know they can't pay for them. So they don't take care of it, because they know it's going to be coming collected by the collection company. So they just run them in the ground. But the people sell them, these repossession companies, they sell them at virtually the same price as what they would be new. And cars here, old cars, we would probably consider scrapping in England, but here, no, they still hold value, and a high value. They hold value here. Anything has got a value. Old cars, old motorbikes, everything is expensive. When I come here and I thought, I'll get a little car, just a little second-hand car. I saw the price of the damn things. I thought, my goodness, can't get one. Too expensive. And the Filipino way is, I don't think they service things like we do, But yes. And so that's it, really, just talking about that. I thought it'd just be an interesting topic to talk about. I'm going to go back into my noisy house now. with the drilling and the good morning, mein Buntag, or is it Otto? So I'm going to go back into my noisy house. And I thought I'd just do a video on that, on how the Philippines lives on credit finance, and most of it's taken back by the repossession companies. Yes, cockerel. So I'm going to go, guys. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed it. Obviously, if you didn't, then you don't have to. I want to show you what's going on quickly before I go. Right, here's the workers, look, I'll show you. There's my wife, she's like an engineer. My son on his phone. Everything's in the front room at the moment because ceiling's going up. The workers. Yeah, and yes, and they're putting the pilings up here for the ceiling. All the rest is done, except for the turrets, but these are all done. They all have to be skim coated and taped and painted. This is the next one to do this. Takes time, takes money. I've got plenty of time, not plenty of money. But, you know, slowly, hinay, land. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.